New fear unlocked for anyone dating. I was told the most insane story over the weekend. Of course, I have to share it with you. This story is about a friend of a friend of a friend. So I don't know who this is. Sorry if this is you. So this girl goes on a Tinder date and they vibe, get on really well, have a really good date. So she goes home with him and she spends the night. She obviously liked him and they had a bit of a connection and he seemed normal. Then a couple of days after the date, she starts to feel a little bit not right down there. So she goes to the doctor, obviously thinking, this guy's giving me something. So the doctor does some tests and gives her some antibiotics. A few days later, she gets a phone call from the doctor and he says, you need to come in ASAP. Obviously, she freaks out. Like, I would freak out. Like, what is this? So she goes back to the doctor. He sits her down and says, we need the details, the name, the number, the address, everything of the person that you slept with. You would literally be thinking, what the hell is going on, right? So the doctor explains, we have found out what's going on down there. And it's not your standard. And he proceeds to explain to her that she has bacteria down there. And that bacteria can only be found one place. This is where my jaw dropped. That bacteria is only found inside dead bodies. I'll let you process that for just a second.
Hold on.
The guy had obviously with a dead body and then with her. I literally don't think I would get over this. So obviously the police got involved. He was investigated. Turns out that he did work somewhere that had access to dead bodies. I'm guessing a morgue. And he was arrested. And I think he's in prison. There are so many fears about dating, and this has just added to the list quite high up.
Oh my gracious. You know what? The data came out that's why they don't want to hire men at funeral parlors, morgues, and stuff like that, because people who have that fetish or that fantasy are seeking jobs there so that they can have access to these corpses so that they can defile them. Now, this is a hearsay, so we don't know how true this is, but we do know what the data shows, and the data shows that this is why that funeral parlors, morgues, places that have that process people who are no longer alive, that they are reluctant to hire men because of how the men defile the corpses. Unbelievable. This is, and then he was doing it unprotected, and then how did the bacteria get on? Oh, God. Yeah. Be very, very careful out there. Very, very careful. Because I'm reading this book on evolutionary psychology right now that does a deep dive. And it's talking about how men have evolved to be very interested in intercourse, preoccupied with climaxing, that their hormones really drive them to just want to copulate. And it's like, these people are not exhibiting self-control. They feel that if it goes up, that something got to happen to make it go back down. And this is too much. These are the leaders. Ugh, they can't even trust themselves. Oh, gosh, this is terrible, terrible, terrible. I don't even know what to say about this. Just give me your comments. Ugh.
Be a part of the live show with thousands of other viewers. Go to TonyaTKO.com/text and join the text notification squad and get a text whenever I go live. Support the show and yourself, and I'll see you on the next live broadcast.